All right, Peter Wang, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
You got 25 or 30 sales last month. Ridiculous, man. Take it over, bro.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks, guys. I'm sorry about that earlier, man. I got to jump on a call, man. So real quick, I want to end on a real quick message for everybody that's still on the call. I'm going to talk about something very, very close to me. It's more of a mentality, of a mindset. And now some of you have heard this story from me multiple times. Some of you have never heard it. But either way, I hope you find some value and see how we can adapt it into our daily lives, in the grind, in the field, and take it to the next level, like everybody was saying. So, since we're in sales now, right? In case you haven't noticed, you're selling. So this is one of the old quotes that was given to me a long time ago by my old sales manager is, "Hey Peter, you're in sales now. You gotta have to eat what you kill." At first, I'm like, "What do you mean eat what I kill?" Then I realized later on throughout my sales career, I realized, hey, this is a commission-based job. I need to get out there. I need to hustle. I need to bust my tail so that I can close my deals, because that's how it's going to put food on my table and put roof over my head. So this one thing I want to take everybody back is, back in the days, how the small villages survived, the small ecosystem, like the tribal villages or whatnot back in the days. Or I'm pretty sure they still exist in the Amazon somewhere. But typically in a small village, a self-sustaining village, there's only two characters that actually exist in these kind of villages. You know, the number one, we're talking about the hunters, okay? And then these are the people, as we know hunters are. They get out there, they fend for the village, they will put themselves at risk, trying to hunt down wild boars, I don't know, rabbits, whatever you can find out in the wild, right? And I really want to put this into perspective. What I mean by that is, if you take on the role of the hunter, you have to understand what comes with it, okay? Because hunters, we don't eat until we kill something. In this case, as reps in the field, we are hunters. We don't get paid until we close a deal. So let's look at the characteristic of a hunter real quick so that you can see what you can become or what you want to become, okay? Hunters, traditionally, they are the breadwinners of the village, okay? Usually, back in the tribal days, they will send out 4 or 5 hunters in a pack. They will go out in the wilderness for days at a time, and only to return back with a catch of the day or catch of the week, whether it's a boar, a pig, or a lion, or a puma, whatever they eat back in the days. So the characteristics of these hunters are usually, if you look at the body physique, let's go down to the physical aspect, okay? They're toned. They are. Some of them are bulked up. They are very good at their craft. They not only have a strong physical body, but they also have a strong physical mind. Because they have to face adversities every single day in the wilderness. We don't know what's going to happen to these hunters. They may or may not even come back. They might just lose their life out there in the open. Okay, so from a physical standpoint, they're fit. And then from a mental standpoint, it's even much more important, because they are able to go through the waiting period. They gotta have to set traps. They gotta have to wait for a long time before something hits. Sometimes they gotta stay up in the trees just to protect themselves, so that they can catch whatever they want to catch. Right? They have strategies in place. And if you look at the hunters are highly revered or highly looked upon by the villagers. Because why? Because these villagers depend on these hunters to bring food back to the village. So the hunters get first dibs in everything. That's why back in the days, if you're a hunter, you are looked upon as this great person that can do wonders for the village. This is why the hunters always have the best homes. They have the best treatment. They've been fed the most, because they need the energy to get out there to do what they do. So anything good they want, they will get it, because they are the hunters and people look up to them. And here's the drawback on this, though. The drawback on a hunter is the two types of characters I'm talking about. The first one is a hunter. Second one is the opposite of a hunter, which is called farmers, right? Farmers, if you look at them, they are the opposite of a hunter. Okay, farmers, they farm, they sow crops, they sow plant vegetation, so they can feed the family, feed the villages inside the compound of the village. That means these farmers, they do not put their life at risk. These farmers don't go out there and risk of being killed by a lion or a bear or whatever it is. So they stay in a confine of a comfort zone where they just sow the seeds, plant water, what have you, because the job is very simple. Okay, it's needed, but it's very simple. It's routine. The reason why I bring this up to you guys because I want you to understand where you are in this little village of CMC, in the village of USA. Because now that you're a hunter, because you've taken up a hunter's role, you need to understand what is expected of you and what are the rewards that's behind it. Okay, there's a reason why 98% of US are followers and 2% of US are entrepreneurs, right? In essence, 98% of the people work for 2% of the people because these are farmers. Nothing against farming. I know it's essential, it's needed, it's important, but it's not as important as being a hunter to get out there and make that big kill for the whole entire village. So for us, the parallel you need to draw as a new guy, as a seasoned salesperson for CMC, the parallel I want you to draw on this little scenario here is you need to figure out what you really want to do. Do you want to be a farmer or do you want to be a hunter? Okay? Because with CMC, us being hunters, we make the most sales, we make the most money, we can grow our biggest team, and eventually we don't have to work in a sense because we have developed so many quality people underneath us. And as a farmers just being farmers, right? There's nothing glamorous about it. So for you, today when you get out in the field, you need to take on this hunter's mentality. Because we get rejected on a daily basis. It's part of our life. It's part of the grind. It comes with it. Where the world we live in is full of rejections from all forms and shapes. So if anything that you can take away from this little parable, I guess, if you call it, is the mindset of who you really want to become. Because being a hunter, it requires a lot of you. It requires you to wake up early, have a routine, something that Dre talks about all the time. Get up early in the morning, don't waste time, get your mind right, read a book, watch some videos, get out there and take on your day. So that's what this life is all about, being a hunter, because there's so much more that's being rewarded to you for being in this role. And I tell my guys all the time, hey, if today we get out here in the field, we're focusing on two things. Number one, we're hunting. We're trying to get sales from all these business that we knock on. But at the same time, I came up with a hybrid. If I'm not hunting, I'm actually planting. I'm trying to be a farmer. Same thing like what Jill was saying earlier about having the tracking your follow-ups where you go back time and time again, because now they see you, they know your face now. You're not a fly-by con man, so to speak. So they trust you that much more, and now they're probably willing to do business with you. So for us today out there in the field, we want to hunt first and take on the role of the hunter. And then if we're not hunting, we're planting. We're planting seeds so we can hunt them later in the day or later in the month or later in the week. Okay? So it's a very simple mentality change. Take up on the role that you will be selected for, because understand, CMC goes through hundreds of interviews. And you guys are the few chosen ones that we actually want to bring back, because not because you're able to hunt, it's because of your mentality is stronger than the average person. Because you want more for your life. You don't want to settle for mediocrity. Because mediocrity is, frankly speaking, it's not fun. Right? You'll be doing the same dance throughout your whole entire life if you don't take up the role of a hunter. I hope this makes sense to you folks. The difference between a hunter and a farmer. And for us, let's take on the new hat. Let's put on the hat of being a hunter. Let's get out there. Let's go through adversities, because it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be smooth, but that's what makes you a hunter. Okay? So that's all I have for you guys, folks. Get out there, kill it, put some numbers on the wall, and we'll go from there. Have a great day.
Thanks, Peter. Hey, guys.
All right, brother. I'm a captain, man. I'm a captain of wolf, brother.